Welcome to the deep dive.
Where we cut through the clutter.
Yep, we dig into the sources so you get the core insights. Without all the noise, you're here to get up to speed efficiently.
And hopefully find some useful takeaways.
Today, we're jumping into artificial intelligence and how it's really changing businesses. Our source is a conversation with Prince Abbey.
Right, the founder of Pasewa One. And what's really interesting about him is his background. It's this blend of economics, hands-on entrepreneurship, and a deep understanding of AI.
Which gives him a pretty unique perspective, doesn't it? Less hype, more practical application.
Exactly. Very forward-thinking, but also grounded.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. We want to pull out the key ideas on AI transforming business, figure out some real starting points, especially for smaller companies.
Unpack this whole democratizing AI thing.
Right, what does that actually mean? And get a sense of where this is all heading.
Sounds good.
So first off, AI transforming businesses. Some people might immediately think, robots everywhere. But Prince Abbey's definition goes deeper. It's not just about automating the tasks we already do.
No, not at all. He talks about it as fundamentally reimagining how a business works. Its core operations, how it interacts with customers, even how decisions get made.
Reimagining, okay.
Yeah, the emphasis isn't just on speed or efficiency, though that can be part of it. It's about using the, intelligence of these systems to create completely new kinds of value.
New value, like what? Give me an example.
Like hyper-personalization for customers that just wasn't feasible before. Or finding subtle patterns in market data that, could totally change your strategy. Prediction and pattern recognition become key.
So it's moving beyond just making things faster to making things smarter, fundamentally changing capabilities.
Exactly. He describes this shift from businesses just reacting to things.
Putting out fires.
Right. To becoming proactive, anticipating what's coming, and even adaptive, constantly learning from data, adjusting on the fly. That's a huge strategic shift.
That proactive, adaptive idea, that sounds like a game changer.
It really is. Think about it. For some businesses, this could unlock totally new markets they couldn't reach before. For others, it's about achieving, unprecedented levels of agility inside the company.
Building a genuinely more intelligent organization.
That's the goal. More responsive to change.
Okay, that makes sense conceptually. But, if you're running a small or medium-sized business, the big question is always, okay, great, but where do I start?
Yeah, the practicalities.
And Prince Abbey has some really solid advice here. He says something like, start with a problem, not a product, which I think is so important.
Absolutely critical. Don't just chase the latest shiny AI tool.
Right, find a real business challenge first.
Yeah, he suggests mapping out your processes. Look for things that are really repetitive or involve tons of data or places where critical decisions are made.
Okay, map the processes.
Those are often the sweet spots where AI can make a quick, tangible difference.
And he gives examples, right? Like chatbots for customer support.
Yep. Handling those common queries, freeing up your team for the complex stuff, or predictive analytics for inventory, knowing what you'll need before you need it.
Avoiding stockouts or overstocking makes sense.
Or even sentiment analysis. Understanding what customers really think from reviews, emails, social media.
Getting beyond simple surveys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he points out tools are getting more accessible now. Things like GPTs, these pre-trained models you can adapt, or AutoML platforms that simplify building machine learning models. You don't necessarily need a data science team from day one.
So the tech barrier is lowering.
It is. But, and this is his key point, you still need that strategic clarity first. What problem are you actually trying to solve? What's the goal?
Otherwise, you're just playing with tech.
Right. It's like having a really fancy hammer, but no nail to hit. You need the target first.
That's a good analogy. Okay, another term he uses a lot is democratizing AI. Sounds good, but what does it mean on the ground for, say, a local shop or a small consulting firm?
Well, it's about making AI tools and, maybe more importantly, AI thinking accessible beyond just the tech giants.
Accessible how?
Lowering the barriers.
Yeah.
Think no-code or low-code platforms where you can build AI applications visually, kind of like drag and drop.
Ah, okay. So non-programmers can actually use it.
Exactly. And open APIs, these application programming interfaces, basically ways for different software to talk to each other. So your existing accounting software or your Shopify store could potentially connect to an AI service.
Integrating it into what you already use.
And he also stresses practical training. Focus on applying AI to solve business problems, not getting bogged down in, complex math theory unless you need to.
Making it usable.
And there's a bigger picture, too, an ethical side. Democratization means ensuring the benefits aren't just for the big players.
Right.
He talks about, say, smallholder farmers using AI for better crop yields or teachers using it for personalized learning, spreading the advantages more widely.
So it's about inclusivity as well, making sure everyone can benefit from this wave.
That's a big part of his vision, yeah.
Now, Prince isn't just talking theory, he's building stuff. He mentioned squared skew and Princey AI. Let's get concrete. What are these tools actually doing?
Okay, so squared skew is fascinating. It tackles what he calls the invisible dynamics in teams.
Invisible dynamics.
Yeah.
Like office politics.
Maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
But more like trust, collaboration effectiveness, how well a team actually gels the social capital. Stuff traditional HR metrics often miss.
How does AI decode that?
By analyzing communication patterns, interactions, maybe project collaboration data, things that show how people work together, not just what skills they list on a resume.
So it gives a deeper insight for team building or hiring.
Exactly. Building teams that are not just skilled, but actually work well together, aligned with longer-term value. It goes beyond checking boxes.
Interesting. And Princey AI, that sounded more individual.
Yeah, Prince AI is about enabling individuals like a chef, a coach, a consultant to build AI agents that kind of mirror their expertise.
An AI clone, almost. Sort of. An AI agent that can handle certain tasks based on your knowledge and style. Operationally, think of the time saved.
Okay, yeah.
But strategically, it's about multiplying your presence, your reach.
How so? Let's take that consultant example.
Okay, imagine you're a marketing consultant. You could have an AI agent handling initial inquiries online, maybe answering common questions based on your methods, even scheduling introductory calls.
While you're working on a big client project.
Precisely. It allows you to be in multiple places at once, digitally speaking, amplifying your impact.
That could really change things for solo professionals or small firms.
Huge potential.
Which naturally brings us to the elephant in the room. AI and the future of work, jobs, people are nervous.
Understandably so.
What's Prince Abbey's take on this? Is it all doom and gloom?
He definitely acknowledges the disruption's real, things are changing, but he frames it more as a new relationship developing between human intelligence and machine intelligence.
A partnership. Kind of. His core idea is that AI will take over tasks, especially repetitive, data-heavy ones, but it won't replace human purpose.
Tasks versus purpose, that's a key distinction.
Yeah. He argues that uniquely human skills become even more valuable. Things like empathy, ethical judgment, creativity, complex problem solving, stuff machines aren't good at.
The things that require nuance and understanding context.
Exactly. And his big takeaway, which really sticks with you, is AI won't replace you, but someone using AI might.
Ooh, that's a powerful statement. It puts the onus on us to adapt.
It does. And just to add to that, while some jobs focused on routine tasks might decline, new roles will absolutely emerge.
Like what?
Well, think about it. People need to train AI models, ensure they're used ethically, specialists in human AI collaboration, people who can design systems where humans and AI work together effectively. The landscape will shift.
So adaptation and new opportunities. Okay, for businesses wanting to dip their toes in, maybe without spending a fortune, what are some low-cost, high-impact starting points Prince suggests?
He gives 3 really good areas. First, customer engagement.
Chatbots again.
Yep. Platforms like Intercom or even simpler GPTs you can build for WhatsApp. They handle the basics, 247, qualify leads, frees up your human team immensely.
Okay, practical. What's number 2?
Marketing and content. Tools like copy.ai or ChatGPT.
For writing emails and stuff.
Emails, social media posts, ad copy, brainstorming blog ideas. It can be a huge time saver, an idea generator for small marketing teams or even solo entrepreneurs.
Right, generating drafts quickly.
And helping you test different messages, different angles.
Then the third area.
Analytics, using AI-enhanced dashboards. Think Tableau Pulse or Power BI with its AI features.
Going beyond just charts.
Yeah, getting into predictive stuff like forecasting sales trends or identifying customers likely to churn, even without a dedicated data scientist building models from scratch.
So getting smarter insights from the data you already have.
Precisely. And the key thing he stresses for all 3 is you don't need a massive IT overhaul to start. It's about intent, identifying a need, and being willing to experiment.
Start small, learn, iterate. Okay, let's look further out, say 5 years down the line. What does a truly AI integrated business look like in Prince Abbey's view?
He paints a picture of a business that essentially thinks at every level. It's not just isolated AI tools, it's intelligence woven into the fabric of the organization.
Woven in. Ow.
He gives examples like a supply chain that doesn't just track shipments, but predicts potential delays, say a storm near a port, and proactively reroutes things.
Wow. Okay.
Or HR that doesn't just manage employee records, but uses AI to suggest personalized training or development paths based on skills and goals.
Tailored development.
Or marketing that adjusts campaigns in real time based on live sentiment analysis from social media. Constant adaptation.
So the systems are actively advising and adjusting.
Yeah. And for leaders, the dashboards change. They don't just show what happened, they explain why and suggest what to do next. Moving from reporting to guidance.
That's a big leap.
It is. But he also emphasizes culture is critical.
Ah, yes. Not just the tech.
Right. You need a culture that embraces ethical use, that's inclusive, that encourages creative ways to use AI. That's where the real outperformance will come from.
Building that culture sounds like a challenge in itself, though.
Definitely. It requires change management, focusing on data privacy and security, and really training your workforce to collaborate with AI, not fear it. It's a journey.
Okay, so for those leaders, those entrepreneurs listening right now who might be feeling, frankly, a bit overwhelmed by all this, what's the main advice? How do you start without getting paralyzed?
His advice is actually really encouraging. First, start small, but start now. Don't wait.
Don't aim for perfection on day one.
Exactly. And the goal isn't to become an AI expert overnight. It's to become AI literate. Understand the basics, what it can do, where it might fit in your world.
How do you do that?
Read. Experiment. Try some of those low-cost tools we mentioned on a small scale. Stay curious.
Cultivate that curious mindset.
Yeah, he uses that analogy. AI is like a new tide coming in. You need to learn to swim in it, navigate it. Don't just stand there hoping it goes away.
Good one. Learn to swim.
And surround yourself with people who are also curious, not fearful. Have conversations. Share learnings.
Build a supportive network.
Definitely. And the overarching message is collaborate with AI. Don't try to compete with it head on. See it as a tool, a partner, something to augment your own skills.
Augmentation, not replacement.
That's the positive frame.
Okay, let's wrap this up. To quickly summarize our deep dive into Prince Abbey's insights.
We've seen AI transformation is about that fundamental reimagining of business, using intelligence for new value, prediction, personalization.
Right, moving beyond basic automation, we hit on the importance for SMEs to start with a specific problem, not just tech.
And the potential of democratizing AI, making it accessible through things like no-code tools and APIs, with big ethical considerations too.
We looked at tangible examples like Squared SU decoding team dynamics and Prince EI creating expert agents.
And tackle the future of work, acknowledging disruption, but focusing on the new human-AI relationship and the value of human skills.
Plus those low-cost tools for customer engagement, marketing, and analytics as easy starting points.
Yeah, practical ways to begin experimenting.
Exactly. So considering this big shift, moving from simple automation towards embedding real intelligence everywhere, here's a final thought for you, the listener. Think about one core process in your own work or your organization, just one. If you could genuinely reimagine it with AI, not just speed it up, but fundamentally change how it works, what would that look like in, say, the next couple of years?
That's a good provocation.
Something to chew on. Maybe even the start of your own AI journey. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.